Hey guys, welcome to another voice blog. So, modern singing. I would say the biggest contrast really between traditional or classical singing and what's happened in the last, guess 60, 70 years is traditionally a singer would specialize really in one level of compression. So we would have the classical tenor, who would exclusively generally focus on a relatively large amount of compression taken through the bridges. Most of the male singers would do that, and the female vocalists would focus on less compression or a different type of compression on the edges. Some would call it head voice or falsetto, as opposed to full voice for the men traditionally. Also, you had the classical tenors, and they would exclusively focus on heady, edgy coordination. So you can look up famous singers like Andreas Scholl is a countertenor as a good example for the heady men. Exclusively one type of sound. You can look at the famous tenors like Pavarotti and who's the other big guy that's older at the minute? Let me just get him. Placido Domingo, Enrico Caruso. These guys, I've heard them, but I don't pronounce their names very much. In contemporary music nowadays, there is a more of a jack of all trades kind of style of singing. What I mean by that is we have different levels of compression used throughout any particular piece of music. So you might have heady sounds, you might have fuller sounds, and this was really popularized in the last 50 years. And so you had singers like, as some examples that are well known and relatively recent, a singer like Freddie Mercury would be one example. He didn't necessarily have the most diverse palette, but he certainly used heady sounds and fuller sounds to create more interesting pieces of art, effectively. Eva Cassidy is a great example of of a singer that had a deep understanding of different levels of compression and when to lean in and out. More recently, you've got singers like Usher, and George Michael was another good example. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. Let me get my list of videos up. Adele, a very good example of a singer that moves in and out of different compression levels. A young guy called J.P. Cooper, who's basically unknown, but he's a good one to look up on the internet. Matt Corby, who's a bit more well known, but he's still relatively young. Sarah Bareilles, I'm not sure how you pronounce her surname. There's loads of them around. Adam Lambert. Effectively, they have learned to use different levels of compression, so they'll combine different things that in the past would have been more specialized and exclusive. So when we have, just as an example, this song Strange Fruit, at the start, southern trees bearing strange fruit, southern trees bearing strange fruit. It's on a heady sound, yeah? Da, 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 at the leaves and blood at the root. Now, as I go into this next section, black bodies swinging in the sun. I'm leaning in to more compression, more edginess. Black bodies swinging in the sun. Breathe, backing off again. Breathe, strange fruit hanging from the poplar tree. So we've constantly got this leaning in, creating intensity. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, and this pulling back. So the key of learning all this is to really learn each sound in isolation first, before you're going to have any hope of combining them and leaning in and out during a particular performance or vocal. Now I'm going to do all this in one take, and I'm going to leave, all the repeats and things in, just to show you that this stuff's tough. Even when it goes well, it's you're managing a lot of different variables effectively, and as you master it, eventually it gets more and more consistent, but often it won't necessarily go as you'd hope for a long time. For me it was about 10 years, so 8 years, I don't know, a while. Right, so later on in this song, the way I'm doing it, we have the last kind of verse. Let me just think of the words. Oh yeah, okay, Swirl. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for leaning in, for the backing off again, rain to gather, and the leaves leaning in to suck in and out, for the sun to rise and the leaves to drop. Backing off, then I lean in here. Here is that strange and bitter backing off. So these are just ideas that I'm giving you. What I'm trying to get across is this sense of leaning into closure, backing off, leaning in, backing off. Now, the closure has to be refined. So when I'm working on exercises like goo 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 goo, that's working on my heady, light kind of sound. Now I can combine that with different vowels on the same kind of sound. Goo 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 go ga, heady. Now something more in the middle. Nu 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 nu. It's not necessarily full, but it's fuller than a completely heady sound. There's a little bit more edge there. So you can think of head, middle amount of compression, and then a fuller. Go 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 go. Nu 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 nu. Gi 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 gi. As you work on those sounds in isolation, as time goes on, they will come together, where you get the sense that you can lean in, pull back, lean in, pull back, lean in, pull back. This just really is representing different amounts of muscle fiber or fold fiber that you're leaning into. It literally feels like go go go, no no no, gee gee gee. It feels like you're leaning onto less fiber, or you're leaning into less of the chord as you make those sounds. Obviously that needs balancing out with airflow or correct support, depending on how you explain what's going on. But effectively that's the idea. We are learning to lean in and out of different compression levels nowadays, and that really, more often than not, separates out the more high level professional level singers from people that are just, you know, more hobby singers. So yeah, I hope that's helped you guys. I'm going to sign off. I'm just going to check the levels on this video because, yeah, that looks fine. I'm going to sign off. Feel free to contact me for lessons, or and also like and subscribe to this video. Well, like this video and subscribe to my channel, that would be great. And I will see you next time. This one's been kind of more relaxed. I've decided that I'm just going to record videos, and how they come out is how they come out, because I really want you guys to see the nitty-gritty of things working and things not necessarily working exactly as I'd hope all the time, because that's the reality of learning to sing. It's not what most of the most of these acoustic live videos you'll see on YouTube, they are they're locked in, because those singers have got a lot of experience when they're at that level, so they have that consistency locked in enough that they can, even under pressure, they can execute. But as you're learning, if there's any sense of pressure there, more often than not, for us people that have struggled, the voice might shake or do something unpredictable for a moment. So I want to keep these things in to just show you guys that this is what it's really like as you learn to sing. Is that didn't work, let's try again. That didn't work, let's try again. That didn't work, let's try again. Multiplied over many days, months and years often, until it does work. So and also, just to finish off, a lot of the teachers online, and I've done this in the past, you record a video 50 times until it's exactly as you'd like. And whilst the video is more professional, I think sometimes it doesn't necessarily accurately get across the consistent kind of yes/no type issues you're dealing with as a singer. Things don't work all the time. You have to just try again and see what happens. So that's what I'm going to try and do from now on: real videos and real problems, basically, without any fluff. And yeah, probably not great marketing as a coach, but I'd rather that people out there that are watching these just get the truth and get good information that's actually going to help them. So yeah, enjoy your week, guys. See you again. Bye bye.